Hey guys, Jakson Buhaj here with TMZ, and it seems like Will Smith is in a lot of hot water regarding this new sexual harassment lawsuit. Now, in a world where sexual harassment lawsuits are frequently filed against celebrities, unfortunately, you may be sitting at home thinking that you know exactly what kind of allegations these are. Well, let me tell you, you don't, and we're going to get into them in just a second. Now, what I also want to get into is that these are just allegations. We are not going to know exactly what happened in this case until it reaches court. One other thing I want to add is that we reached out to Will Smith's lawyer, who had a lot to say regarding this sexual harassment lawsuit, and I don't think you guys are prepared for what he said to us, so stick around until the end to find out what he said. So if you remember, back in March of 2025, Will Smith launched his very first tour in over 20 years called Based on a True Story Tour. So lawsuit aside, this tour actually took the public by surprise, considering that Will Smith was coming off the back end of the major controversy that most have coined the slappening. Obviously, Will Smith slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars. What shocked me in particular was that I didn't know Will Smith had fans. I mean, I knew he had fans, but not enough fans to fill multiple stadiums across the tour. No hate to Will Smith. Growing up, I loved Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but my God, that did take me by surprise. Okay, I'm getting off topic here, but let's continue. So, in launching this tour, Will Smith hired a violinist that goes by the name of Brian King Joseph. Now, that name may or may not ring a bell to you because Brian King Joseph has actually garnered a significant following on social media for posting his violin videos. Editor, roll the clip right here. He also appeared in America's Got Talent back in 2013 and has worked with a variety of big artists. Now, Brian here in this lawsuit is claiming that in November of 2024, Will Smith asked him to come over to his house to discuss an upcoming opportunity regarding his tour. Brian went over to the house and played the violin for Will Smith. Will Smith liked what he heard and subsequently played at a one-off show in San Diego before being invited to play on the rest of Will Smith's tour.
Earlier this year, I was hired to be a performer on a major tour with somebody who is huge in the industry.
So Will Smith and Brian cultivated a close relationship thereafter, with the lawsuit even stating that Will Smith at one point told Brian, "You and I have such a special connection that I don't have with anyone else." So fast forward to March of 2025 and the tour has begun and it starts in Las Vegas. Now in this lawsuit, Brian has alleged that Will Smith's team booked all of the hotels and their rooms in advance, according to him. So a little bit before the show starts, everybody checks into the hotel and everything seems fine at first, but the real kicker is when Brian returned to his hotel room, there were signs in his mind of a break-in. Now there are no signs of forced entry or burglary, but a piece of evidence is noted in the complaint. And this is where things really start to take off. I quote from the lawsuit, "The evidence included a handwritten note addressed to plaintiff by name, which read, 'Brian, I'll be back no later than 5:30. Just us, drawn heart, stone F.' Among the remaining belongings were wipes, a beer bottle, a red backpack, a bottle of HIV medications with another individual's name, an earring, and hospital discharge paperwork belonging to a person unbeknownst to plaintiff. Plaintiff feared that an unknown individual would soon return to his room to engage in sexual acts with the plaintiff. Concerned for his safety and the safety of his fellow performers and crew, plaintiff immediately notified hotel security and representatives for defendant, obtained photo documentation, requested a room change, and called the local non-emergency police line to report the incident." Now, what a lot of people are wondering is, does this substantiate Brian's claim of sexual harassment? And could Will Smith's legal team argue against it entirely? Now, after the Las Vegas shows were done, Brian reached out to someone named Tim Miller. Now, the lawsuit doesn't explain who Tim Miller is, but we can conjecture that it's somebody that's in control of the tour or the performances. And when Brian asked for further reasoning, Miller blamed him for what happened in the hotel room just days prior in Las Vegas. I quote from the lawsuit again, "When plaintiff requested for further reasoning, Tim Miller, acting on behalf of defendants, redirected the blame for the termination onto plaintiff, replying, 'I don't know, you tell me, because everyone is telling me what happened to you is a lie. Nothing happened, and you made the whole thing up. So tell me, why did you lie and make this up?'" So this lawsuit alleges that Brian King Joseph was terminated simply for reporting the sexual harassment. And I want to be clear, not that Will Smith did it himself. Now, as I said before, we reached out to Will Smith's lawyer. Alan B. Grodsky said this: "Mr. Joseph's allegations concerning my client are false, baseless, and reckless. They are categorically denied, and we will use all legal means available to address these claims and to ensure that the truth is brought to light. Guys, we always read the comments, and what we're wondering today in particular is if you think there are any validity to the claims of Brian, or if you think this is a weak case in general, let us know. Now, if there's anything else you want us to cover that you're interested in, drop it in the comments down below, because like I said, we read every single one. Guys, my name is Jakson Buhaj. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.